hello all. I'm going to put together some short videos for you to take your notes with today. So starting with U5 notes number 1 for ionic bonds, we're going to look at how an ionic bond is created between two atoms. So we are going to be looking specifically at sodium and chlorine. This chart, hopefully you already attempted to fill it out on your own before I walk you through it. It is stuff that we've already learned and that you could or should be able to do at this point in time. So we're going to be starting with the sodium atom, which has an atomic number of 11. So we have 11 of protons in the nucleus. A chlorine atom has 17 protons in the nucleus, which can be gotten from the periodic table, the atomic number. Atoms are neutral, so therefore the electrons will also be 11 and 17. Total protons between the sodium and chlorine will add the two atoms together. So 11 plus 17 is 28. Electrons, since the atoms are neutral, will also be 11 plus 17, which equals 28. Atoms are neutral. You can see that charge is P minus E. And if we take the P minus E, we are going to have 11 minus 11, which equals 0, and 17 minus 17, which is also equal to 0. So the net charge is the total charge between the two atoms. So 0 plus 0 is equal to 0. Electron configuration for sodium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. Electron configuration for chlorine is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p5. So you can see that sodium has one valence electron right here, and chlorine has 7, so it needs to gain 1 while sodium wants to lose 1. So that is exactly what occurs between a sodium and a chlorine atom. This arrow represents transfer, which is the key word when you're talking about ionic bonding. So when that happens, the nucleus is staying the same, so the protons for both atoms will not change. It will still be 11 and 17. The electrons, however, are changing. Sodium lost 1 to reduce its total to 10. Chlorine gained 1 to increase its total to 18. Total protons are 11 plus 17, still 28. We did not change the nucleus of either atom. And even though the electrons, one electron moved from sodium to chlorine, we did not change the total count. So it's now 10 plus 18, but still a total of 28. And that is 100% true of all transfers. The total electron and total proton count should never change. Now if we look at the net charge for sodium, we have 11 minus 10, which means that it is now a sodium cation, which has a +1 charge. And the chlorine atom now has a charge of -1, making it a negative anion. So you can see here we have sodium atoms, chlorine atom, sodium ion, and chloride ion. The net charge, though, since we have one sodium ion and one chloride ion, +1 plus -1, the net charge adds up to 0, which in your ChemThink tutorials, you also saw that was true every time an ionic bond was formed, that the net charge added up to 0. And we can see as far as electron configuration goes that this is a good electron configuration, stable electron configuration, because after it loses 1 for sodium, we have an octet in that outer shell, and the electron configuration is the same as neon. And we can see that chlorine's electron configuration, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2, 3p6, is now the same as argon. So it also has an octet and has the 8 electrons that makes it very stable and is now a noble gas configuration, which is typically what happens when a bond is formed.